I get asked how to deal with addiction when you don't believe in or have a higher power. And this is something I really struggled early on in my recovery with because I didn't have one. And I wanted one because that would make my life easier to have someone or something to go to ask for help, to pray to for help, to do what I could not do. But I couldn't fake it because part of recovery is being completely honest with ourselves. So I could not lie to myself about this and stay sober. So it has been quite a journey, and here's my guidance for people in similar situations. Start with just talking to yourself, to your inner strength, if you want to call it that. You can even think of it like praying to yourself, which is basically what journaling is. It's writing letters to ourselves. And what's the most important relationship we have? The one we have with ourselves. And there's some power and relief in just admitting and accepting by saying certain things to ourselves that I can't do this and I want to do this, or I don't want to do this at the same time. And that I've tried so many times and failed so many times, and I'm scared to try again because I'm scared to fail again, and I'm scared of what my life will be like without this substance or activity in it. There is so much power in just putting that truth out there, of allowing yourself to just face it and to just be with it. You don't even have to take any action on it. Just put it out there, and starting to sit with that incredible inner conflict and irrationality of wanting two completely different things that we physically cannot have at the same time. And that's part of why journaling and prayer are so powerful, because it opens up the space for us to just start to think a little differently about things. And it's probably because we can finally look at something that we haven't wanted to because it seems almost impossible to deal with. It gives us the space to even be able to change how we think and feel about something, and therefore gives us the space to actually to change, to heal. And we start to understand the addictive components of what we're going through, the powerlessness of it. We start to come to terms with the irrationality, and there's some power and freedom in just letting ourselves be honest with ourselves about all of that. So just try it. Try to find some sort of strength, some inner strength to get your mind changed, that the one misery or potential misery is better than the one that you are living with right now, and that it will be better on the other side. And look to the people who've had success and believe them when they tell you that life is better on the other side of addiction. And if it can be a spiritual higher power, that's going to be even easier. And if you have to rely on what other people believe in, that can work too. Look for people who are working their program well and are having success, and ask them what they believe in, and just believe in that while you need to. Then access that higher power, whether it's in you, whether it's your inner self, your higher self, your inner strength, or whether it's outside of you, a higher power, God, the universe, past prophets, other people's higher powers, whatever it is that you can go to find some sort of source of strength. Go to it and ask for help. Just start there. I do recommend support groups and 12-step programs because they work even if you don't believe in any sort of higher power. It just has to be something greater than yourself. And that power can be the recovery programs in and of themselves, because they have worked for millions. For me, knowing that I have not been able to recover from my addiction, but these programs have worked for so many people, shows that it's definitely a power greater than me, because they have been able to do what I could not. As I read in the recovery literature and what I'm seeing in neuroscience research on how to change our behavior, of adding action to changing our thought patterns, we see that our minds really do start to change with this approach. The compulsion starts to dissipate, and it happens almost without us even realizing it. And then we can keep going back to that power within us, or we may have come to realize the power that is greater than us, or even a greater power that is within us. And we act on that guidance, we act on that intuition, and we start to develop a gut, an instinct that we can trust. And we start to get guidance and know what the next best thing is for us. And it gets easier over time, and then easier to rely on it because we know it works. So where I'm at now, I have a lot of close relationships with people from all different spiritual backgrounds, from the major religions, Christians, Buddhists, Muslims, Jewish, to witches and atheists, to the very spiritual but without formal religion, to people who believe in angels and tarot and planets and rocks. And I found that we are mostly talking about the same thing. Some sort of source of energy, a source of strength, power, love, and of overall an intent for good and harmony. So that's what I focus on for my higher power, connecting to and developing that type of energy within and from myself and from external sources. I meditate, I get out into nature, I go to church, I study literature, I listen to the saints and to trusted teachers. I work out and dance and listen to music. I write and create and share and teach what I've learned. I do work that I'm really good at because it puts me in a place of Zen. So I do understand and believe in how energy works. That I can get behind. I can fully and honestly believe in that and accept that. And I know that I can connect to that energy and augment it and transform it within myself to get stronger spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And that then I feel and do and be and have better. So that is how I found a higher power in recovery and how I found what worked for me. Perhaps it will work for you too.